Hey boys and girls, GameCam here, and today I'm going to be playing some Call of Duty 4 and talking to you guys about my opinion on the Call of Duty franchise. Now, anyone who knows me knows I'm more of a Battlefield fan, but you would know that I'm not entirely immune to Call of Duty, and I have played a few of them a few times. Recently I got Call of Duty 4 and Call of Duty 5, and I've been playing them, and it's been, refreshing my memories on some of these games, and how they're seen. At the moment I'm playing this on the veteran difficulty, which is, I can see where they got the grenade spam for COD4 from, but it is actually very difficult, but it's one of those games where you don't have to, run. It's one of those games where you so many freaking grenades. But you don't have to have like massive in-depth training to do it. It's one of those ones where you kind of just like go into it. You have a little bit of a training phase. I think the training phase for this game is probably one of the best. But then you just kind of just go into it once you've got it. And it's not particularly challenging, but they're more of a roller coaster ride than anything else. So I wouldn't say it's a bad thing in any case. But I would say that it's not exactly, so it's not like other games where it challenges how you perceive things, or how you play video games and how you play video games. But it does do it does entertainment correctly, which I think is something because there are games that have the issue where they try and be too ambitious, whereas the Call of Duty franchise is more of a, it's sticking to what you enjoy. So you enjoy burgers, so when you go to an Indian restaurant, instead of ordering Indian, you might not enjoy it. You just stick to what you know in Call of Duty, and I think that's one of the things, because Call of Duty is something that's so, universally, you point a gun at someone, pull a trigger, and they're dead. It's something that universally everyone can kind of just. You don't have to, there's not complex buttons to learn the mechanics or anything like that. It's more of just point and shoot, isn't it? So, it's just one of those things that I think everyone can really get into. And I remember many times going around with my mates and just playing a bit of zombies, or maybe testing out some of the Spec Ops in the Modern Warfare series, or something like that. It's not like, say, if I went to play Overwatch Randomate, I don't have to learn all the different heroes' abilities or anything like that. And it's not one of those games where I have to understand all the story arcs or anything like that. It's just one of those games where you drop in and have a bit of a laugh. I wouldn't say that I would, because since Call of Duty's kind of is one of those games where it's reached its peak. With probably Black Ops, I would say, was his peak, and since then it's kind of gone downhill a little bit, but it is an interesting. Sorry, this is the hardest difficulty, and it does punish you if you stand out of cover for too long. But it does make for some very interesting, series, where the fact that it's something that everyone can get into. That's why it isn't a bit of an if you do just play the Call of Duty games, you are missing out on a lot. But if you do play other games and you haven't tried Call of Duty, you are also missing out, because it is. I mean, it won't blow your mind and make you go, oh, damn, this is, it's not a masterpiece, but it's definitely an experience, and I think it's a fairly good one, actually. I mean, even playing this one, I haven't played in ages, I'm still getting a kick out of it, even though the graphics aren't supreme. It's just the gunplay is good, and the the set pieces are very good. which just make it feel very rewarding when you kill people. And it actually, like, it feels slightly more sorry, friendly fire there. It feels slightly more tactical than some of the other ones. The reason I dislike the COD franchise, the newest ones, and why they went downhill from their peak, was because of the fact that obviously they came to a point where, you know, they had the kill streaks, they had the campaign, had, you know, had reached a point where, sorry I'm doing so badly. It's hard trying to, you know, pat your head and rub your belly at the same time. But it's one of those things where they sort of reached their peak and they sort of tried to expand on it, which was good in terms of, like, Black Ops. They expanded on the kill streaks, they expanded on zombies, you know, they expanded on the storylines they were doing running at the time. But after that, they then sort of just kind of recycling it, which was a bit of a shame because they didn't, like, expand. Which I think in this sort of, like, a franchise set, you know, you can't really, you know, there's only a certain point you can go to where you can't really go any further, because of the fact that, you know, you just have, you know, you shoot people, that's it, you know, that's what it is. But it does make it a bit, you know, you get kind of tired after a while. And I think the fact that they realised what market they were going for, and they tried to adjust for that market, but in return they kind of isolated a bit of the other markets. Because you understand what I'm saying, when the fact that, like, they understand they were going for the, you know, the more casual market of, you know, pick up and play, and, you know, just, I don't want to say, young people, but, you know, just the more simplistic things. You know, you just want to play a game. You know, you just want to pick up, shoot a few people. You know, that's done. Instead of going for the whole, you know, going for a complex system. Where it, which is why they sort of went for the whole, you know, mechs and, you know, just upping the ante kind of thing, to the obviously the extent where they've now gone to, like, space, but it's kind of because of all the technology and things like that, they've kind of taken away some of the some of the I don't know what to call it. Some of the excitement, because of the fact that you have all these guns and all these, you know, the super suits and stuff like that. You feel like there's not as much stress into it because you got these, you know, you have a lot of compensators. So they have, like, aim compensation and guns that can shoot around corners and things like that. It sort of makes you feel like, you know, you're not needed as much because of the fact that, yeah, the game will compensate for your mistakes. You don't feel like there's much stress. So obviously here, at the moment, all I've got is my gun, and if I mess up, which I almost did there, then I'm dead. Whereas obviously if I've got playing Infinity Warfare or something like that, I'll have, like, super jetpacks, so I can just fly away immediately, or jumpsuits, and it's sort of got a bit to an excessive scale, which I think could have, yeah, they could have handled it a little bit differently. I'm not sure if they could handle it much better, but they could handle it differently. And I don't know. I felt that sometimes less is more, and in the Call of Duty's case, I think it kind of is. I think that the 4 and 5 are by far, like, some of the best in the series. I think 4 is one of my favourites of the Modern Warfare series in terms of the story, but I find that some of the others are better for the multiplayer aspects of it. But I do agree that, you know, some of the other ones were good for what they were trying to do with it. If you understand what I'm saying, it's the fact that I understand they were trying to adjust to the market, but I think that they didn't need to go to the extent that they did. but they're still like, if someone said, oh, you know, you want to come around, just mess around on COD for a bit, then yeah, like in most cases when you go around your friends, you do it. Obviously, me and my mates are getting more into PC gaming. We have a lot more, you branch out into a lot more areas. But when, you know, in terms of games, you could just pick up and play, you know, split screen with mates. Call of Duty was basically the king, really. You know, Battlefield does a lot of things right, but Battlefield's never had the, you know, split screen down, really. They've never had the split screen gameplay that Call of Duty has, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I'm not saying everyone has to try and be everything. That is sometimes, you know, less is more in some cases. You know what you're going for, you go for it. If it's a no-hold-bar shoot-'em-up, then yeah, Call of Duty does it well. It doesn't have to mix it up all the time. But it's just that when it tries to do the whole, you know, I'm saying that its best parts is behind it, and I think that they'll be remembered fondly. But I don't think that I'm going to be purchasing any of the new copies because of the fact that they take away a lot of the fun, because of the fact that you have all the excessive robots and mechs and aim assists and stuff like that. I missed it when it was just you and a gun, which a lot of like World at War and Call of Duty 4 had. But they were very good games, and I think I will definitely, you know, be playing them for years to come. They're classics. Oh my god, the grenade spam! Oh, the grenade spam in veteran mode is ridiculous. But you know, it's one of those things. I think. Oh. But I definitely think it'll be remembered fondly, and I definitely think I'll be playing a lot of the Call of Duty franchise. But I'm just saying that in the future installments, its days are past. Its future installments aren't going to, you know, grab me as much as the previous ones did. And I think that I'll just be trying to get these ones to work and enjoying them while I can. And try to avoid those grenade spam. I think I need to. But anyway, I think that's it. Basically, yeah, I've already said it. Basically, that. But I do understand that a lot of people are massive fans of the franchise, and that's fine. But I'm just, it doesn't grab me as much as it used to. They're classics, and I always remember very fondly. But you know, move on and upward in this world. I don't think I'll be getting any of the new ones, but they're good for a bit of fun. They're good for a bit of fun, and I think the more games need to do that. I think some games take themselves way too seriously, and some games just need to be messing around a bit of fun. Yeah, bit of shooting, bit of action. You know, just some entertainment. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. I'm sorry if you've been offended by anything I said. This wasn't calling out the Call of Duty franchise as being bad, it was simply my opinion on it. And I hope you guys can catch me there.